Hi everyone, welcome back to this week's session of yoga. If you're new with us, my name's Emily, I'm from the Fertility Network team, and I'm just going to rattle through our disclaimers nice and quickly and then pass over to our instructor Annie. So please remember that when practicing yoga online, it is up to the individual to assess whether they are ready for the class that they've chosen, in this case yoga. If you suffer from specific injuries or disease, it's best to consult with your doctor first. Remember that the practice of yoga requires you to gauge the safety of your practice within your own personal physical limitations. So it's better to build up slowly rather than to force and strain, and while you may feel exertion, you should also feel relaxed. Techniques and suggestions presented in this webinar are not intended to substitute for proper medical advice. You should always consult with your doctor before beginning any new exercise program. Neither Fertility Network UK nor Annie Perry assume any responsibility for any injuries suffered while practicing these techniques. If you're enjoying these sessions, please do let us know or spread the word if you're comfortable doing that. We always love to hear back from you and hear how you're experiencing the sessions, if they're helping you or not. Okay, so I'll pass over to Annie. Thank you.
Thanks, Emily. Hi, everybody. Welcome. As I always say, if you're new tonight, then thank you so much for coming along and giving it a try. If it's your first time doing the sessions, and it might even be your first time doing yoga, so please don't be nervous if it is, and welcome back if you've kept coming back for more sessions. So tonight we're taking it super slow. Okay, so I know the sessions they're always quite flowing and very slow, because that is the kind of energy we want to foster in fertility yoga. But we're taking it that step further tonight, okay? We're really trying to tap into, so we've got like our yin and yang energy, okay? Our yang energy is a hotter energy, a go, go, go type energy, maybe something that be associated with like your job, or trying to keep going, perhaps something associated with something that heightens stress. Okay, we want to tap into the complete other side. So you've got your masculine yang, we're into a more cooler yin style feminine energy. Okay, it's really important that we foster that for fertility. Okay, so it's very restorative. So if you can, and you've got the pancake, if you can have cushions on standby, okay, because we're going to use a lot of props tonight. Really, really try and take things slow. So it's restorative, okay? And we hear the term restorative yoga. We have to really think about what we're doing with it, okay? We are restoring your body's energy. So in yoga, we call your kind of life force and your energy prana, okay, the spark of life. And what we're trying to do tonight is replenish that, okay? Fill up your cup, really. Often the journey you guys are on, so stressful, so all-consuming that it depletes your prana, and I'm going to try and help you fill it up, okay? Often when we do restorative yoga as well, you often think that you're not doing very much, okay? But that is the whole point, okay? And it's hard when we do live a lot of our lives in our society in that yang style, being busy all the time. It's really hard to switch. And there's a little, that little devil on your shoulder. I get this as well, where you think, I should be doing something else. I should be pushing myself and going, and doing something a bit more active. That's the trick, okay? So we are going to try and really fill our cup up, okay? So our mantra and our fertility affirmation for our class tonight is, I gently guide my mind and body into a state of balance, okay? And the word I want you to focus on is gently, okay? We're being gentle. Usually I have adaptations for you all. I usually give you little cues, like if you're first half of the cycle, if you're around ovulation, second half, if you're menstruating. There honestly are no cues really tonight, because it is so gentle and so restorative, okay? So get your pillows, get yourself ready. I'm roasting already. It's quite warm here today. I'm taking my shirt off. So what else was I going to say? I think that's it. I think we'll just get cracking, okay? So you'll need pillows, you'll need maybe 2 or 3 cushions. Hopefully you've got them at hand. Most houses do, don't they? And I'm going to talk you through a breathing technique that I don't think we've done before, okay? And it is really good. It's called Viloma Pranayama. Okay, pranayama is our breathing in yoga. This Viloma one is really good when we're trying to foster that cool yin style energy in the body, okay? So I'll talk you through it and then we'll give it a go, okay? So it's like a staged inhale, okay? We're working through the full length of the lungs, all right? So you're visualised like a pint glass that's getting filled, a third with water, a third with water, a third with water. That's how we visualise the lungs, okay? So the 3 bits, okay? So this bit here, round the bottom of the ribs, kind of near the diaphragm. Then this bit here, at the kind of centre of your chest, at the breastbone, and then up here at the top, okay? So we're going to breathe in 3 stages with a little pause in between, and we're sending the breath to each of those areas. And then with the exhale, it's like a long, slow, soft release. There's no stages, okay? Yeah, I think that's it. We'll just get cracking. So remember that word gentle, okay? So we're going to start in easy pose, which is Sukhasana position, so cross-legged. But even here, doing a restorative yoga session, you look for ways to make things gentle in your body to enable you to release and restore your energy. So if you had a couple of cushions, you could, even if you can easily sit like this, make it even easier, okay? So bring cushions underneath your knees, underneath your thighs. Perhaps even if you say you're doing this in your living room, come against and sit against a wall or against your couch. If you're doing it in your bedroom, against your bed, you know? So really looking to make things much more restorative, okay? So let's just close our eyes first and just begin to notice the breath. Okay, so we don't launch straight into that Viloma breath. We're just going to make this little intention to bring ourselves into the present. Okay, so we're just for the next hour. This is your time. This is your time to restore depleted energy and to try and gently guide your mind and body into a state of balance. So just notice the breath, okay? Notice it as it moves in and out the body. Perhaps asking it to go a little softer, a little longer and slower. You may have had a busy, stressful day at work. It may be hard to just stop and bring yourself into this state of balance. But remember, there is no sense of judgment at all on how you're feeling and on how you should be feeling. You're just coming to the mat as you are. But try and visualize yourself, like if your mind wanders, you're just taking yourself by the elbow and gently guiding yourself back to the present, okay? Right, so if we're ready, we'll begin our breath, okay? Our Viloma breath. So we take an inhale. We fill the lower part of the lungs, so we feel the ribcage expand. We pause, then another inhale. We're not exhaling in between, okay? Inhale again. Send the breastbone out. Pause, inhale again. All the way up to the top of the lungs at the collarbone. Exhale out, that long exhale. Okay, might feel a little bit like it's not clicking at first, and that's fine, okay? You don't just launch into another one of them. You have 2 or 3 recovery breaths, then you go again, okay? Pause. 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 Long exhale. Couple of recovery breaths again. Okay, then we go again. Inhale, 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 exhale. Couple of easy breaths. Okay, then we'll go again. Inhale, 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 exhale. Okay, and you're just going to do a couple more recovery breaths and then go one more time, all right? Okay, one more. Okay, and then you're going to gently open your eyes. So hopefully you've started to trigger a signal to your body that this is a calm time. It is a time for you to just gently guide yourself into balance, okay? So we're going to get moving, but we're staying in this Sukhasana position. So if you chose to move against a wall, then move yourself away because we need a little bit of room here now. So we're still the same, okay? You can still keep your cushions underneath your thighs, your knees. And we're going to begin navel circles, okay? So we're going to start moving ourselves around in circles, okay? So hands onto the knees gently and keep this small at first, okay? So we're just rotating round. We're getting energy moving round about the sacral chakra, okay? You might be thinking, what does she mean, the sacral chakra? It is just an energy center in your body that so happens to be round about the womb space into the back, like a big massive belt that goes round that part of the body. So we're beginning to get moving. Maybe things are feeling a bit freer. We can go a little bit more with the circles. We're still keeping our awareness in the breath, okay? This is our anchor. This is how we guide the body into this state of balance. And remember pranayama. Remember I talked about prana, the spark of life. The breath does that, okay? That is what is going to move us into this state of equilibrium, out of our yang, go, into a slower frame of mind. Have a little pause and then go the other way with the circles. Oh, sorry, I need to turn my phone off. I use it to keep time and I've left my ringer on, so sorry about that. Okay, let's slow things down and come back to a nice neutral Sukhasana. We're staying here, okay? Now you'll notice as well tonight, I'm keeping you really connected to the ground, okay? Very little standing postures, okay? We're really trying to foster an energy called apana energy, which is like a kind of energy that moves down in the body, and it's associated with fertility. So we avoid standing postures, because if you're standing and pushing your feet in, your pelvic floor and your core will engage. And we use standing postures all the time in fertility yoga, but not tonight when we're really trying to restore the energy. So I don't even want you to be thinking of your pelvic floor, your core muscles, just everything's nice and free and easy, okay? So we're going to stay very, very seated tonight, okay? Or this evening. So the next couple of postures are just to help you release tension through the shoulders, okay? So we're just going to do a nice eagle arms from this position, okay? So Garudasana, okay? So eagle arms, just a kind of wrapping round of the arms, okay? So we're taking our right hand, so I'm bringing it sort of right center. Like if you brought your hand back, it would reach your third eye, okay? So center, left hand palm facing down. Then you're going to draw that left hand under and try and kind of bring the hands and the backs of the hands and the arms together. You may, if you find it comfortable enough, you may be able to bring your left hand onto your right. Sorry if I'm squishing the microphone here, that's what always does it to me, because it's quite a squishy posture, okay? But only doing that if it's comfortable to achieve it, okay? If you just want a more gentle, then you can just give yourself a little hug. One hand onto shoulder, other hand, okay? So we've got a bind of some kind going on, okay? We're going to keep the shoulders quite, like bringing them down, like we're working against that. And we're going to lift the hands up. And we're just going to have a nice, gentle fold forward. Again, we're just trying to release tension through the top of the back and the shoulders. And breathe deeply. And coming up, okay? We're going to release. We're going to roll the shoulders. Okay? And then we're going to go the other way, okay? So we're going to take just exactly the same. So left hand to the center, right hand underneath. Again, I'm knocking my mic. I know I am, so sorry if it's making a horrible noise. Okay? And then, oh, I think I've done that wrong. And then lift the hands and fold forward. Okay, and lift up and release. Oh, do you know what I forgot to do? Switch our legs. Honestly, it's one of my things I always forget to do. Basically, I don't want you sitting on the one side, like, you know, with the legs crossed in a particular way. I need you to change it, and I plan to do it halfway there and then switch, but it's okay, we can do it now. So these wee tiny little things put a little tightness in one side of the hips if you're constantly sitting like that. So anyway, I forgot. Sorry about that. Right, another arm posture, okay, called cow face pose, but we're keeping it really gentle. You can do it with a leg sort of position as well, but we're just going to keep things nice and easy like this, okay? So let me just turn around to show you, okay? So you're going to lift up with your right hand and bend it at the elbow and drop it down, okay? And then take your left and kind of just help it move down the back, okay? We want a nice straight spine. We want the head lifted. Then, only if it's comfortable, we're going to bring the left hand round, rotate at the shoulder, and bring our hands into a clasp, okay? But I do want to stress, if that is like a massive reach for you, then just do that. Keep doing what we just did by bringing the left hand to nudge the right hand down, okay? We want it to be restorative. Don't want any sense of pushing yourself tonight, okay? So that's your two options, hand here or the bind, okay? Nice straight spine, chest nice and open, heart center nice and open. and release down. And just roll the shoulders again. All right, over to the other side. Left hand lift, move the elbow, and move my microphone. And then either a bind or hand here, okay? And release. Switch our legs, okay? Then we're going to clasp our hands together. We're going to turn the palms up and we're going to lift the hands up, keeping our head nice and in between our arms. And then gently over to the right. Inhale, gently over to the left. Let's work a little bit more into the hips in a nice, gentle, controlled way, okay? So we're going to start, we're going to take one leg at a time, okay? So my left leg's in front here, so I'm just going to use that one first. So slide my left hand under the calf, take hold of my ankle and my foot, and just lift it. And I don't want you going ridiculously lifting it up, just, you know, enough that we get a nice little, like a nice wee stretch into the hips, and then you're going to rock your leg side to side. Ask tension in the hips, in the pelvic bowl, to just leave the body. Okay, and down. And then we'll take that leg towards the back, our other leg to the front. So I'm on my right side now, okay? Sliding under, just gently lifting up and rocking. Remember, this is gentle, everything is gentle. So if there's ever a point in this practice where you think, oof, I'm really quite pushing myself here and going for it, it's the wrong type of energy, okay? Dial it all back, okay? Okay, and gently bring your foot down, okay? So we're going to bring our feet together, okay? And out, so it's a nice big diamond shape. It's so dry when I talk to you guys so much. Right, so this is where we get cushions again, okay? So if you quite like the cushions underneath your legs, then by all means keep them. I'm just going to show you an alternative, okay? So we're coming into a forward fold, okay? We're wakening up the sacral chakra. We're in a sort of really gentle cobbler's pose, Baddha Konasana. We're going to use these cushions to release onto, okay? So inhale, lift the spine, open the heart. Exhale, folding over the cushions and releasing onto the cushions. And breathe. Remember, if the mind wanders, we just bring it back to the breath. We notice the sounds of the breath. We notice the feelings of the breath. And we try and release onto the cushions, onto this sense of support. hopefully we're starting to realize what we're looking for tonight, okay? Slow, mindful, restorative movements, okay? Knees together, tuck them under, and we're just coming into an all fours position, okay? So we are moving into a very slow cat to cow, okay? So hands are coming underneath our shoulders. Just placing them down, knees below the hips, okay? So this is going to work through tension in the back, work through tension through the pelvis, and just help to get a gentle blood flow start to pump into the pelvis. But what I love about cat to cow, or cow to cat even, is that you can really tie your breath in with it, and you can really slow the breath down with it, okay? So what we do is on our inhale, we dip down with the navel. So we take the navel like as if it's coming towards the floor, and we tilt the pelvis, okay? So that the tailbone is trying to point up towards the ceiling. Our gaze comes up and our chest opens. That's your inhale. Pause. Exhale, take the chin towards the chest. Our gaze is towards our navel. We draw up with our navel towards our spine, and the tailbone tucks under the other way, okay? And then keep going, okay? So inhale, dip down. Exhale, curl up. But try, almost play a game with yourself. You want this to be slow, okay? So it forces the breath to be nice and slow. Forces you just to release and let go, okay? So we want that movement between the two to be nice and slow. Okay, and then neutral spine, okay? So we're coming from all fours again, but I want you to, if you can, and have cushions at hand, to build them up again, okay? 3 is probably about right, okay? Well, it doesn't say how big your cushions, but if they're like mine, about 3, okay? So you know we often do lunges in this class because they open up the hips, they get lots of lovely stuff going. We're going to do a nice lizard lunge, but a gentler one that's supported with cushions, okay? So you bring your cushions stacked up. So mine are just slightly to the right of my mat so that I've got a little strip to the side, okay? So I'm going to take a step forward with my left foot, okay? So for a lizard lunge, it's kind of more to the outside of the mat, but we're not going all the way there, okay? So I'm taking my foot to the outside of these cushions. I've got about like a foot width left, okay? Maybe I should show you like this, okay? So I'm there, I've got like a foot width, okay? So these cushions are kind of here to support you. And then just slide back a little bit with the left, well, I'm left leg now because I figured it's best to show you this side, okay? So we're kind of quite deep here, okay? So we're feeling a nice stretch down the front of the left hip, okay? Then you're going to use these cushions to just fold down into and lean on, okay? So I'm on my elbows onto the cushions. And if that still feels a push, you know, say you had another one, you could bring it just to lift you up if that was too much, okay? So we want that sense of deep release into the hips, but we want to do it gentle and supported. whatever side you did, we're doing the opposite, right? Coming on this side. So you'll notice we're staying quite long in the postures tonight, and that's good. But it can be a challenge, because I know it can be a challenge, because you're in these postures and your mind decides it's going to have a party on you and decides it's going to go haywire, but you're not. You're just trying to really just acknowledge the thoughts. You can acknowledge them, but it's like with a sense of detachment, okay? So the thoughts are like clouds over the sky. Just let them pass over. And just draw your attention to what your body's doing, with how these postures feel in the body, with what the breath's doing. Okay, and coming up. All right. Okay, still using these cushions, okay? Just gonna check everyone's okay. See if there's any comments. We're all good, okay? So this is we're going to do a couple of standing postures and that's it, okay? But oh god, do you ever catch yourself on Zoom and go, oh my word? Right, so we're doing a squat, which again we do quite often, but I'm showing you how to make it restorative, all right? So we're going quite deep down into it, all right? So I've got like, how many have I got? 3 cushions, all right? My feet are 45 degrees, so that you can see they're wider than hip width. They're pointing out, okay? Bringing the hands into prayer position, okay? And then we're going to keep the knees nice and wide. And we're going to start to sink down. Knees nice and wide. Sink down so that we end up sitting on the cushions, okay? So we can still feel all the lovely benefits of squat, but much more restorative, okay? So we're going to bring our elbows to the inside of our thighs and push against them. Draw the hands towards your heart, okay? And breathe. This is so nice for getting energy moving into the sacral chakra, getting blood flow moving, but in a much gentler way. Remember our mantra, I gently guide my mind and body into a state of balance. We're going to release them, okay? So use your hands on the cushions or the floor to lift them, all right? So our next standing posture is a wide leg forward fold, which again we do a lot. Excuse me while I change this song. I feel it's quite dramatic, this song. Sorry, I just have to change it. It seems like it's a bit much, so I'm changing it. Don't often do that, but anyway. Right, so leave the cushions for now, okay, but we are going to use some kind of support, okay? So it depends what you've got at hand, okay? So if you had a wall, you would be using a wall to come down against, okay? And you're going to come down onto the wall and stop like halfway, like this. If you were, if you were doing it next in your bedroom, you would maybe just have the bed here and kind of fold onto the bed or your couch. That would be a support to make this wide leg forward fold restorative. Or the last option is you don't really have like support as such, but you're still coming wide and you're bringing your hands to the floor in front. I don't know if you can really catch all of me doing this. Yeah, well, I guess you can. Hands to the floor out in front, okay? Because we're looking for all the benefits of the wide leg forward fold, opening the hips, like giving us that pressure onto the third eye to really activate the parasympathetic side of our nervous system. But you've got that sense of support, okay? So, and we want to open the heart as well with it, okay? So those are your options, all right? So I don't know which one I'm going to do, but I'll use the wall maybe, okay? So the legs nice and wide and it's kind of far away enough from the wall or the bed or the couch that you can go to about halfway with a sense of support, okay? So if I'm using the wall, I'm just pushing in with my hands and I'm letting my chest just relax and soften, okay, and open. And we're going to breathe. Okay, and then coming up and just returning to the floor. Okay, so you feel how you still get that sense of kind of blood to the head, which is good. Still get that sense of opening, but like I say, very restorative in its energies, okay? Right, we're back to the floor. That's literally our only two standing postures, our squat and our wide leg forward fold, okay? So we're back to the floor, okay? So we're going to come into a pigeon pose, which again we do quite a lot. But if you can, please bring some cushions in front of you, okay? It'll make it restorative. All right, so let me see. So we'll get into like an all fours kind of position, and then we'll take our, what's the best way to show you? I think if I take my left knee forward, okay? Left knee up towards the cushions, okay? And then just we're really sliding this right leg back. And then the left foot, we're just kind of wiggling it out, okay? So I know you can't see, but my left buttock is not like flat on the floor. It's lifted, okay? But then these cushions are going to come in here and really support you because we're going to have a fold forward, okay? So it's quite a, you can even like bring them right up onto the thigh. Check my microphone's on. So you can still really get a very strong opening into the hips. You can get a really good release and a lot of blood flow going. Okay, and then you're just going to fold forward onto your cushions. So your hands can come out in front if you want, or you can just have them folded over the cushions. Okay, let's come up. Cushions can pretty much stay as they are, and let's just do the other side. Right knee up. You need to fiddle around with the cushions, don't need to get them in a good position. Get your legs sorted first. Right knee up, wiggling out with your right foot, left leg coming back. Hips are facing forward, okay? They're not twisting, they're nice and forward, okay? Cushions into place. Right in front of you, tucked right in. and fold over. Okay, as you can see, there's still space on the floor between the right buttock and it's lifted. I'm just really leaning onto these cushions and releasing down. Okay, and then coming up. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to do a reclined bridge posture, which in more energetic times we would do without props, but this should feel lush if you can use cushions, okay? So you need to kind of play it down for the height to feel what feels good for you, but I'm going to try with 3. So I'm going to keep them here about the centre of my mat, and I'm going to come in front, and I'm going to kind of get them positioned so that they're underneath my pelvis, okay? Feet out in the front, about hip width. I'm just going to kind of lower down, okay, gently, so that I'm lying down. Shoulders are on the mat, top of the back's on the mat, and then lifting up, and the cushions are supporting. So if we did bridge without, we'd be really pushing, and we do it without quite often in these classes because it's so therapeutic. We would be pushing into the mat and we'd be using kind of energy through the feet, pushing up and lifting the hips ourselves. But this kind of makes it a bit of a cross between my old favourite constructive rest, which I have you guys doing all the time, and a bridge, okay? It should feel really good to just release and be supported here, but then feel how much openness you have in the front of the body or your womb space. I find this when I'm working with clients who've got perhaps like endometriosis or menstrual discomfort, anything that causes tugging and constriction in the womb. Postures like this are so lush. They're so open, lots of lovely space, and just really restorative, okay? So I just want you to breathe here for a while. If you're anything like me, you probably don't want to leave this position because it feels so good for releasing tension through the bottom of the back and through the womb space. But we're just going to move on, okay? So we're rolling to the side and coming out really gently. And next position is a Supta Baddha Konasana. Okay, so you can do this without cushions completely. Or, you know what I'm going to say, I want to use the cushions, but if you don't have them, then that's totally fine. So, a reclined Baddha Konasana is really, really therapeutic again. It's very similar to what we've just done with that bridge, opening through the womb, kind of creating a little bit of counteract to any tension or gripping or anything in the womb. So if you've got a bolster cushion like this, I'm not under any illusions that anyone does have, but these are really, really good for restorative yoga. You want to get your body at like a kind of 45 degree, okay? So these really help because they're quite tough. I don't expect to have one, but if you had like a pile of cushions, then another pillow here. The ideal kind of restorative way to do this posture is like this, okay? So soles of the feet coming together, knees just coming out to the side, releasing onto here, and you maybe bring your hands onto your womb, okay? Do not expect you to have a yoga bolster, but they're they're amazing. They're really, really good. You can just do it with cushions, okay? Just kind of releasing onto them. It's not quite as supported, but it's still lovely. Or you can do it just lying back on the floor. And the other nice way to do it is lying completely back, soles of the feet together, knees just drifting towards the floor. You can bring cushions kind of underneath the thighs. Okay, so those are lots of little options for you, okay? I'm just trying my mics on. Okay, so here again, it's about creating a sense of space and ease in the belly, the lower belly and womb space. So if you can, bring your hands onto your womb space and we're making circles, okay? Trying to bring a sense of warmth and healing into the womb. Just acknowledging any feelings that come up when I ask you to do that, with no judgment, just acknowledge. And it's just gentle, there's no pressure. This isn't a massage at all. This is a gentle movement of circles over the womb. Focusing on the breath, feeling the breath move in and out. Okay, and again we could probably stay like a good 10 minutes there, but we're going to move on, do another couple of postures, okay? So knees in, rolling onto your side, and we'll do some forward folds, okay? So like I said, when we did that standing wide leg forward folds are like brilliant in yoga if we are trying to activate the parasympathetic side of our nervous system. So it's almost quite akin to what I was talking about, that yang and yin. So I want to move you out of yang and into yin energy. Often when we're in a kind of yang style energy, it's much more the sympathetic side of our nervous system where kind of stress hormones live. That fight or flight almost, that chronic kind of stress takes us to the yang side too much. Parasympathetic is our rest and digest side, where we foster good sleep, where we get lots of good hormones to release stress. That's where I'm trying to take you tonight. I hope I'm achieving it. But forward folds are brilliant, okay? They're really, really good for it. So we're going to do a nice wide leg forward fold. So we did one standing. We're doing it sitting now, okay? And you know what I'm going to say. You can do it on your own if you want, but in a restorative session, we are doing it with cushions. So we pile them up. Should have maybe got them before I got myself into this position. Okay, so nice and wide with our legs, piling the cushions up. As you want, basically, however many cushions. You might have run out of cushions by now. You're going to lift and lengthen. We're going to activate our toes still, so we're going to have them going towards the ceiling, and our legs can be nice and wide. And then we're just going to fold forward onto the cushions. And we're going to breathe deeply. try and let your body release and let go. Okay, let's lift up, and we're doing another forward fold using cushions, but all we're going to do is like a half butterfly. Okay, so we're going to bend our right leg and take it like the middle of your pubic bone is where your heel is, so we're just taking it right to the center. Okay, and then just pop those cushions back down. Right, do the same again, lift and lengthen the spine, folding over and releasing down onto our stack of cushions. Lifting up over to the other side. So you would bring your feet almost as if they're meeting. Take the right leg over. So we want the bent knee to be kind of reaching towards the floor. We want the straight leg to be nice, still quite active, you know, the toe kind of drawing up towards you. Lift and lengthen the spine and folding over. Okay, lifting up. We're going to come into a supported child's pose, okay? This is our last posture before we have our final relaxation, right? And I want you to make it a wide kneed one. So usually in child's pose, your knees are about hip width. I want you to go nice and wide, okay? Bring the toes together, like your big toes together, and draw the cushions in between your legs, nice and wide. So we want to, that's the other thing I was going to say, okay? I want you to keep a connection with your bum on your heels, okay? And I want you to fold forward over the cushion. What sometimes happens is the bum lifts up and you can't help it, like it's just, you know, just tensions through the spine or flexibility in the hips. What you can do is bring a cushion and bring it underneath so that you can, you know, really release onto it. And then fold forward, okay? So we want to kind of just fold from the hips, folding on to this stack of cushions, and either hands just folded or hands away out in front. And we're going to breathe there. And we're going to try and release our heart down onto those cushions. Trying to release tension all the way through the spine, down into the hips. And with child's pose, there's a real sense of nurturing yourself, kind of really going back to yourself. You're cocooned in a little, almost like fetal position, really, and you're just releasing all your energies, all the stresses of the day. You're just trying to breathe them away. Okay, and getting yourself ready for our final relaxation, our Shavasana. Okay, I want you to make this extra lush and restorative as well. So if you want to get yourself lying down on your back, make sure you're warm. Perhaps tonight there's a cushion under your head. Perhaps you're even just stacking a few cushions up and just having them so that they're, so that they're underneath the knees. Do you know what I mean? So that you're really releasing. Coming down, just giving yourself, or maybe a Shavasana with maybe just even one cushion underneath the hips if you really enjoyed that sense of support that you got from the supported bridge. Just do what felt really nourishing for you during our practice tonight, okay? So I'll let you just have a couple of moments to get sorted. And then make any last little shifts and moves. And then close your eyes. Hopefully the breath is nice and slow and calm, because we've not even really done anything to get the heart rate raised or the breath quicker. We should be in a lovely, slow, steady breathing pattern. Okay? We're noticing deep, slow breaths in the body. Remember our mantra. I gently guide my mind and body into a state of balance. I want you to imagine that you're lying on a deserted beach. The sand is warm and soft underneath. You can almost feel the warmth behind you. You can feel the soft sand through your fingers, and your body feels really safe and secure here and can really release down. You can hear the sounds around. You can hear seagulls. You can hear the sound of the waves as they move in and out. Beautiful sound of the waves, and you almost feel like you're in a rhythm with the waves. Your breath is linking to this beautiful rhythmic sound of the waves. Inhale, waves moving towards. Exhale, receding away. You feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. You're completely alone, and therefore there is no one to judge. You're alone with your own thoughts, and you feel like you can be yourself completely here. You feel so relaxed and so calm. Draw your attention to any last little areas of tension in the body. And you simply ask the breath to go there, the warmth of the sun to go there, and to release this tension. And your focus is entirely on the body releasing and feeling heavy, on that rhythm of the breath as it moves in and out. The sound of the waves crashing in rhythm with your own heartbeat and breath. You have nowhere to go. You have nothing to do. There's nobody you have to be. You're so free to just be in this moment in time. And you're so grateful to yourself for giving yourself this time. Your body feels infused with fresh life force from this hour of moving your body slowly and mindfully, from this hour of breathing deeply and infusing your body with fresh life force. And you know when it's time to awaken yourself from this state of deep relaxation into a more everyday state of consciousness, that you will feel refreshed, you will feel renewed, and you can carry the blessings of the practice with you throughout the rest of your week and beyond. And remember this mantra that we've used throughout our practice. I gently guide my mind and body into a state of balance. So if ever there's a moment in the week coming up where you feel you're getting out of balance again, remember to be gentle with yourself. So I am going to leave the music running for another few minutes so that you can just finish off your relaxation. But if you need to spend longer, then stay as long as you need, and you'll know when it's time, okay? So I'm bowing to you now. I'm sending out lots of love and peace and calm to all of you, okay? And I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight, okay? So lots and lots of love, and I will hopefully see you next week. Next week is the last